Here at the Reynolds and Reynolds Amplify Summit here in Dallas, Texas. And today, Ted, we have some very special guests with us.
That's right. We've met some colleagues and friends. For those in the audience who don't know, just if you don't mind introducing yourself, starting with Ed, tell us who you are and what you do, and we'll go right down the line.
I'm Ed Roberts, COO of Bozard Ford Lincoln.
I'm Kaylee Felio, Sales and Marketing Director at PartsEdge.
I'm Wanaberg, technician at Naples Luxury Imports.
Everyone, welcome to the panel today. Kaylee, just to kick things off, Ted and I have been hearing a lot in the industry around parts, but the conversation has really been pivoting into how dealerships can be more efficient with their inventory and reach more customers. What are you saying?
Exactly that. I feel like, being in my role, I've seen such a shift in the conversation of dealers really just treating their parts departments like a true profit center that it really is. And that boils down to being efficient. And I feel like naturally the parts department and parts people are very efficient and methodical people. And I think yeah, so that's what I'm seeing.
Ed, you see a lot of focus now on parts. Parts is getting some love.
Well, parts is the key ingredient to generating hours, and that's what we do in the service department. And unfortunately, the parts department's been the forgotten department for way too long. But now that fixed ops is getting some attention, we're looking at all the areas of inefficiencies to make them more efficient. And parts was just a key opportunity to allow us to create some efficiencies and keep things flowing so we can generate flat rate hours.
Marco, your thoughts?
As a dealership technician, I have nowhere else to go to but our parts department. So I cannot fix cars and turn the hours without the parts department. So the combination of parts and technicians is an essential component in efficiency and in customer satisfaction and in retention. So thank you for all you do.
Thank you.
Ed, what does it tell? He says parts sells hours, I believe is the phrase.
Parts sells hours, and when we can, obviously we need to keep our guys efficient out in the shop as well. That's their lifeline. And when we can bring parts out to them, so we partner with Reynolds and Relo and deliver those parts out to them just to enhance that level of efficiency. But you guys have really brought to the forefront of how much opportunity is in the parts department. We greatly appreciate that.
Yeah, it's just the simple act of delivering parts to technicians. I feel like that's such an important part of it, and I think a tech also appreciates that you're helping them achieve more and be more efficient. There's just when you talk about selling hours, it's like that parts is the source of that. You need the parts. If you have to have so many carryovers because you don't have the parts, it's not efficient. So
Kelly, you've been a part of the Fixed Ops Roundtable at PartsEdge for such a long time. This is the first time I've had a chance to meet you in person.
it's crazy.
Okay, so
I just can't believe it's like time flies.
for our audience, tell us a little bit about PartsEdge and some of the things that you do for dealers around the country.
Yeah, that's, we focus on really being efficient with what you're stocking, supporting parts managers in their day to day, because a lot of the times I know in my conversations, they're just fighting an uphill battle. They're dealing with manufacturer programs, sourcing parts, making sure that investment is churning for the dealer. So, that's really what we focus on, is really being efficient and supporting parts managers.
Marco, how important is that to have somebody helping the parts department become more efficient and looking over and helping them, ultimately helping the techs out in the field?
It's absolutely essential. One of the main components that we struggle with sometimes is communication. As far as parts available or parts not available. Luckily, I am blessed with really good parts people at my dealership that know what nuts and bolts go with what repair. Others may not really know this. So having this communication and having a helping hand, like Kaylee said, everything that comes through an OEM, we all know, is not always the easiest and straightforward. So if you have someone there helping and assisting in keeping everything flowing the way it should, we're just making for a well-oiled machine that does nothing but, get us all tired and go home rich. So,
Rich
Yep.
and tired.
rich and tired, that's what we need. Sell the hours, rich and tired, but I cannot do it without parts. And, parts has the shop as their biggest customer. So we really need to go hand in hand on this and help each other out. And I think we're really seeing the turn in the industry right now.
So there's a lot of analytics in the parts department as well that allows us to understand the right inventory to have. Well, if we treat the parts department like our used car department, they're both assets that belong to the store. We don't floor plan any of those. We own those things. And so we have to have true turns, and we got to make sure that we have the right inventory in stock and using data to help us with that, to make sure that we're turning inventory at the right time and we're keeping the right things in parts. That's the key.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter how efficient you are delivering it out if you don't have it in stock.
Well, Ted, we've seen a lot of technology in the parts department here. I mean, the Relo robot has been roaming around, delivering parts
Yeah.
and working on some of those pieces. But Ed, I want to go back into the mobile element too, to just draw attention to that. How much is the parts department going to impact your mobile service operations?
Well, each mobile van is almost like a mini warehouse in itself because we have to have inventory on those vans as well. So it isn't just the warehouse. We have to treat each one of those as their own parts bin, as their own inventory system. And so it does add some complexities to it. And that's when we need to use things to help us be more efficient.
And I remember just the point that you made about the used car inventory and how it's comparable to parts. I'm constantly bringing that up and putting into perspective too. When you look at how many parts that the part number population, there's thousands and thousands of parts, and then there's hundreds of thousands of dollars, sometimes millions of dollars invested in the inventory. So it's so important to be efficient and knowing what you should be stocking, and you only make most of your profit off a small percentage of your inventory in reality.
Everybody, lightning round in the time we have left. If you would, in 30 seconds, here we are, coming towards the last part of the year. If there was something that you're looking forward to going into the new year based on the technologies, innovations, maybe things that you're working on, what would it be? What could you share with the audience? I'll start with that and we'll go right down the line.
Anything that makes them more efficient. Really, the Relo has been a huge part in our store. And just because we have Relo doesn't mean that we can't make it better. So it's constantly looking at everything we do and finding new efficiencies to make things flow.
I'd say about the same, really adopting AI and where there's bottlenecks in process and making it more efficient and harnessing that to just be better and serve our customers better.
Real-time data for technicians. If a complex job comes up, which parts are available, which parts are not, and when will they be available, so we can plan our days and keep our days rolling efficiently, stay in the bay, and keep working.
All right. What a great team up here today, Sarah, and what a great conversation we're having.
Great conversations ahead, and lots more to come here at the Fixed Ops Roundtable and at Amplify.
I'm Ted Ings. I'm here with Sarah Vantine, with Ed Roberts, Kaylee Felio, Marcos Wanaberg. We're in Dallas at the Reynolds Amplify event, the Fixed Ops Roundtable. Sarah and I are going to be right back.